Yeah. I know.
It's so good though. Like,
Yeah.
it's really good.
We just couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Like, don't worry, I'm not going to.
No, I haven't.
I'm in New York now, so if I want to do
You moved to New York?
yeah, to go back. Because it's a Broadway school, so I get to sing and dance. I always wanted to sing and dance.
I went back to school.
You did? I'm like the oldest person there.
We don't get the character so often. It's kind of described to us. It's infrequent that we will see our character. It's kind of like just an explanation of the character. When we go in to do an anime job, we're going to picture.
Yep.
And I don't know if you've just tried it on your own and lip syncing and doing that, but it's a real feat. It's a real skill. And I'm not saying that to pat all of us on the back, but I am sort of patting us all on the back that, you know, I cast for many years and I've brought a lot of people in over the years, and it's really rough looking at your character, looking at your script, and then getting what's on the script into your head, out your mouth, and onto the lips, and making it fit. So there's some real skill involved, and I mean, it's not fluid, you know?
No, yeah, there's still. Also, I think a lot of times with your video game script, a lot of times, they're changing this a lot, which is nice.
Yes.
You only have your lines,
Yes.
one right after the other. So you don't know what was said to you or what's actually happening in the story unless the director is good enough to explain to you like what has happened, or so you're kind of guessing. And they'll have you maybe read the lines 3 times in a row, 3 different ways or something, and just keep going down the page, and they'll just pick what they like. Which annoys me when if I ever watch a video game. I'm like, I didn't know that's what was happening. I could have done that a lot better.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's when you get a director that is good about explaining it to you, since you don't get to see it on the screen. I mean, sometimes at least you get to see what your character looks like. That helps. So at least you can kind of, you know, figure out, okay, this is what I feel like he would sound like. But we were both in Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the Crystal Bearers, and that was like one of the longest ones they ever had to do because they had like over 700 lines.
They did it at 5 studios, because I was in it too. Yeah. Yeah. Remember, because you were on it, and you were on it at Technicolor. I was on it in another studio. Where were you guys?
We were in I was in North Hollywood, like at that weird 2, 3, 4-story building on
Command.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the ghetto one.
Yeah, the ghetto. Yeah,
We had the VIP rental
barbed wire,
didn't have that.
and then the barbed wire all around it.
There it is. I was in Santa Monica at a place called Dubscape. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess we were in a lot of studios with the really bad.
Is that where? Yeah,
With the young engineers who were like,
Where were you?
I was at the ghetto.
I was at.
That's crazy. I didn't know all
Yeah. When a game's that big, and when you have to have a lot of different people working on it all at once, because it's a whole giant log. So
Looping the Titanic, isn't it someone?
looping the Titanic. Yeah.
But you know, if you like with that one, because there were so many cutscenes, I did get to see like some of the opening, but that was it. And then it was just blank screen the entire time. So you just have to trust on what they were telling you.
sorry, you're not putting this online, are you?
No.
Okay. Don't show anyone what I said.
No.
Mama cried.
No, it's a joke. They weren't really bad. We just joke around.
Yeah.
It's a joke because it happened.
Funny.
It just happened once or twice where you're on the animes where you're going, oh my god, please can we record? Just push the button. And it wasn't so bad as video games. It was the animes.
Oh. Yeah.
But they were learning.
Yeah.
We have some we have some nightmare, great stories. You guys should be asking about those too. All of the dirt, all the real.
Nightmare stories you've had.
Well, We work for one particular guy who has a pretty thick German accent. Super cute, but he has a big, thick German accent when he wants to. And he always makes us go back and do lines over and over and over.
Is that Dynasty Warrior?
It's Dynasty.
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors.
There's a lot of Chinese.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea he was German.
Sometimes you're talking
yeah.
about Liu Bang Pao was thinking that, Xu Rong to Xing Peng Lang and
Right.
all in one.
It took me a
line.
year to say my name, Zhurong.
So he's saying it with a German accent.
Right.
Yeah, and he's saying, no, do it again, Zhurong, Zhurong. And
That's
that is so hard. He kept
Yes.
saying to me, I thought he kept saying, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I'm like, well, tell me how to say it. Zhurong, Zhurong. And he's screaming at me.
Yeah.
No, he's a nice guy, but very nice person. But yeah, those are where we have these long names in games like that. We will, we have somebody who has translated it, put it on tape for us, and we have to listen back to it. So.
And the worst part is when it's a name you have a hard time with, and yet your character is constantly talking to that person.
Oh, it's your own character.
You're like, yeah, oh.
Just like, could you cross that name out and let me say something else? No, I couldn't figure out, because he would repeat the names to me, and I couldn't figure out what I was saying wrong. He said, what is it? I'm trying to think of some of the names that I say all the time, but I'm like, it's Luba.
Sunset was hard too.
Lubo?
Sunset.
Lubo. Lubu. Not Lubu, Lubu. Lubu.
No.
We had 3 lines we had to get through 4 hours.
Lubu.
Right.
Right.
Is that French? So for us, it's kind of edifying to hear each other's stories because we don't work together when we go into a room unless we're doing a looping or an ADR session.
And in sessions like these, you walk out of it going, gosh, I suck.
Yes.
Oh, you did a great job today. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to know. So no, you go.
No, you go.
Okay. So also, you have a lot of times you have your English director, right? And then you either have a bunch of people from Japan on the phone or in the room behind him.
Yeah.
So you'll do a line, and then they'll all be like arguing, like 5 people in the room arguing, and then the director, and this will go on for a few minutes. And you're like, oh my god, I must suck. Like they want to recast me. Like I must be doing really bad. Oh my god, they hate it. And the director will come back on. Okay, one more time, louder, please. That's what took 5 minutes of arguing.
That happened too on Dissidia. You guys know that game?
Yeah.
Right. I went in there for a Warrior of Light, and there was literally like 10 lines on this, and I had a 4-hour session. I'm like, boy, you must think I suck. When we went in there, I would do 1 line. It was just like, come to the light. And they sit there and they talk amongst themselves for about 5-10 minutes.
And you can see.
Let's take it again. They would come out, really? And literally in 4 hours, we got through about 10 lines. I wasn't complaining because we get paid by the hour on these jobs. But yeah, it was just, really? But then, whatever that little conversation is that they have is very important.
But also they'll do it like, okay, your character's happy about this, that they're, seeing this thing coming or whatever. So you do it like that, okay. Then they're talking to, okay, your character's really upset that this thing is coming. And then it comes back to, your character is really kind of thinks it's funny that this thing is.
And the line is, dull.
Right. It's an emotion because sometimes the Japanese, it's hard to tell the emotional thing because it's just a different way of emoting than we do in the West. But I was going to say, that show we were on, we were actually the same character, but we just met for the first time this weekend. Anybody knows Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan?
I think so.
Okay. So I was Rikuo, and he was Rikuo. So we're both Rikuo, the day and night version. But that Mount Nirajojobunkyung, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Did you? Mount Nirajibobon. And I was like, my character kept saying it, I have to say it over and over and over again. Did you have problems with that?
I don't think I had to go there as much in the nighttime.
Yeah, I had to go in the daytime. I think you got it easy because I'm talking about going there, and then the night came and he was already there, so you didn't have to say it.
I was getting my 1,000 demons together.
There you go.
Do you guys have any other questions? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, he just reminded me of is it John Bergman who sends out the email about what is the weirdest direction that you've gotten, or is that Mark Cashman? Cashman. So you get a lot of really weird direction, and you just reminded me of it. And I just one comes to me, and I'm sure you guys have all had this, where I was doing a line and said, "Could you do that again, but more red?" Red, the color red, more like the color red.
What?
Apparently not. That's what I thought. Okay, again, but this time, less red, more blue. Now take some of the blue out and make it yellow.
What does that mean?
That's what I translated it as, but still, you're like, yeah, that's what I think of it as, but it's still, you're like, oh, I know what they're trying to tell me to do.
That's so funny.
Were there any embarrassing moments when you were doing Warrior of Light in Dissidia? Like, not the one you just mentioned?
Well, screaming out, "Come!" is always. No, we were talking about, not so embarrassing, but I was thinking, gosh, if I really was a warrior of light and I had to walk around with horns and stick up another 2 feet, I'm like, I could get through these doors, but I couldn't get through normal doors. I surely couldn't fight. Like, sometimes I wonder about the practicality of some of these costumes that the characters wear. Gosh, I don't remember if there's anything embarrassing other than me just going, wow, yeah, that was line number 2. Hold on. Nothing that sticks out. A lot of times I think the embarrassing things come from certain people leaving notes for you on the scripts. That's always good. We have one lady, Mona Marshall, who's
Draws penises.
there's always people like the profile of lips kissing, and then, we'll come in there and draw little butts that they're kissing, or there's horses, and of course, you've got people like Doug Airholes, who's got to have everything humping this and that, humping that. All right. Yeah, that's about the embarrassing as it gets, or lots of notes to Stephanie Shea. A lot of times we'll come in and someone's been sitting for their session. Most of us stand because we're always fighting. You can't fight sitting down. We'll come in and mic's like this low. Oh, Stephanie Shea was here. Or we'll come in and it'll be Patrick Sykes was here. 7 feet tall in the air.
That's the only thing we fight over, is who's going to put the mic up or down instead of the toilet seat. And we really do. It's like, honey, you left the mic up again. Do you guys want to hear embarrassing stories or a weird story?
Yeah.
Okay. I know, I'm going to keep it PG, but just kind of like really uncomfortable story. So I played Aisha, who's an African American in World Wrestling, the game World Wrestling, and she's Rumble Rose, and she's tough. And it went around. It went around our city, it went around, and I booked it. And I think because they were really looking for someone tough. But I booked it as an African-American girl. And that's fine, I guess, sometimes. I don't do that too much. But all of a sudden I get a call from Keith, Aaron, you gotta come into the studio. And now the company in Japan wants to see you. Working it on webcam.
Oh my God.
So I was like, now how are we gonna play this off? I'm a light-skinned black girl, right? So, and I used to have big dreadlocks, and so I'm like, well, that'll kind of work, But I'd go in and wear a sideways cap, right? Like a big cap, and then he darkened the room for me, like so that the camera wasn't that. And we played it off, but during the whole time I sort of had to keep up this mysterious character because that's who they thought that they had hired, Even though most of the time we just get hired for voice, but I think we're pretty all politically correct, and you hope that casting directors are too, that if something's gonna go to a Spanish person, it's gonna go to Spanish, African American, it's gonna go to that population because there's just enough work, for everybody. So it was one of those weird, uncomfortable, embarrassing, how are we gonna get through this? Do we tell them?
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm Aisha.
I can't believe you had actually
I played it off.
do that. Yeah, I can't, wow.
I also got cast as an African American woman. Oh, what was the question?
A weird, embarrassing
Oh.
story.
Oh, I already talked, didn't I?
Yeah, you talked.
I'm getting out of this one.
I can't think of any that weird, but I've been cast as that occasionally by imitating my sister.
Really?
Yeah, who's not African American, but that was her crowd, so that was her lingo. And you know, she was on one of the radio stations as Stephanie G, the G Spot baby. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I just imitated my sister. She was really rough. She spoke really rough, and you know, yeah. Now I forgot what else I was gonna say. Okay, nothing else.
There's Matthew Merchant.
Crispin Freeman, guys.
Pick me up. Embarrassing. I don't really have weird. Well, I have a weird thing that happened to someone else, kind of thing. But this goes, okay, for those of you who want to be voiceover actors, this is a lesson in making sure you eat before you go in to do your audition. I was at Bang Zoom, and actually I was doing Durarara, and I had gone through the lobby, and there was this girl sitting there, and you could kind of tell she was there to audition, you know? So she was nervous, she was sitting in the front, and then I went in the booth to do my recording. And then maybe about a half hour later or so, they go running into the thing's mommy was in the booth, was in the thing, and they were like, because that girl who had gone into audition, she was recording, and she totally passed out while, but she like
Passed out?
She passed out because she had taken a bus to get to Burbank. It was in the morning, but she apparently like she didn't eat or anything, and she got nervous, and so she was doing her thing, and all of a sudden she just passed out during her audition. But huh?
You take her purse while she's up?
I know, I really threw it. I got $20. No, but it was just like
Weird story.
weird, you know, that would happen. But then she, I hear she actually booked some work later. They had her come back in. I don't know who it was.
The fainting girl.
I don't know who it was. Fainting girl.
So they had like a horizontal microphone.
Yeah,
that's
that's
why
what
she
it was.
lied on her back. She faked it. It's like narcolepsy. What else do we want to hear about? Let's talk some games, anime. Yes.
If you could voice any superhero from any comic book universe, who would you want to do?
Better
You
say it.
know, as a kid, I wanted to be all the superheroes. And I dressed up like all of them. There's pictures to prove it. I've always wanted to be Batman.
You are.
And I did get a chance to be Batman. I still am for all the Hallmark stuff. Anything that's like a talking Batman at Hallmark, that's me. I can be Batman. So that's kind of like a
So you have to
cool.
say like happy birthday?
Yeah, exactly. Happy birthday, kid. You know. And pumpkin. There's like a Batman pumpkin carving kit that it talks to you. So if you walk by this pumpkin, it has a little voice that, hey, watch out your back. I don't know what it says, but that's a cool lifetime dream. I get to be Ant-Man now. So Marvel Avengers, that's on Disney XD. I just became Ant-Man for them, and Ant-Man, spoiler alert, is kind of joining the Avengers in season 2. So as the new live-action Ant-Man that's coming out with Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, who's my classmate from the American Academy, I'm like, wait a second, you're not Ant-Man, I'm Ant-Man. As that film starts to come out, they're really incorporating Ant-Man into all these other shows, like Ultimate Spider-Man, Avengers, and hopefully like Agents of Smash too. So that's fun. I got to work with all the superheroes next to me. I was working next to the Hulk, Fred, who does the Hulk on his things, and he would talk like this. I was like, damn, dude, you really need a mic. It's so like resonant. It's crazy. And then I'm working next to, what's his name, Drake Bell, who plays Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
He's sitting there watching YouTube videos all up until the point. Oh, my line. Come on, you're Spider-Man. Get into this. Turn on the YouTube.
That's awesome.
I think Spider-Man would be kind of cool to do. I think I have more of a vocal range anyway for something like that, you know, rather than into the deeper, so, because I tend to play the teens and the young 20s, so that would be, I think, a good character. Yeah, I went to American Academy too.
Did you what?
I went to the American Academy.
Did you really?
Yeah, in LA.
Oh.
When it was in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you there?
Academy of Dramatic Arts.
No way, you went
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
What year?
I graduated in 1985.
85?
Yeah,
I was in 91.
yeah.
You guys are
And I was there when I was 12. I was there when I was 12. I was 6 years old when I went to the academy. Well, French Stewart was in my graduating class.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You guys know who French Stewart is? He was on a sitcom several years back. Third Rock from the Sun?
Oh, yeah.
With Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He was kind of the quirky, crazy guy on the show. Yes. Well, they were all, yeah.
Quirky and crazy.
Quirky and crazy. Who would you like to be?
It's
Does
superhero.
it have to be a
Superhero,
superhero?
or it could be villain too. Sure.
Oh, our villain.
Guys, I don't know the superheroes and the villains.
She just wants to be a Star Wars now.
Yeah, no, I just want to be a Disney princess.
Oh, who doesn't want to
My
be?
Little Pony or Carrie.
Were you a character?
Well, I did the voice for
Or the
the.
touring show?
Yeah, that one. But I want to be in the cartoon.
Who were you?
Fred Bear? I think
You were
Fred
Fred
Bear. I think it
You
was
were
Fred Bear.
Sunshine Bear and Tenderheart, and I was Grumpy.
Oh, I said you guys right now.
Yeah.
And I'm a My Little Pony toy voice, but I want to be in the cartoon.
Yeah.
And they do that.
No. David Lodge.
David Lodge.
You guys tell me who should I be as a superhero, and I'll keep my eye open for whoever that is.
I think you should be Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Sarah Boone.
Sailor Moon. That's a new superhero.
Sailor Moon.
That's
Yes, I like that. Yes, I like that very much.
Sarah Moon Skin Bear.
that's a new superhero.
But you want characters, so you want like who we always dreamed we could play.
Either or. I'm not picky.
Isis.
Oh, so like
It's time for it to come back around.
and I'll do yeah.
around in a while.
Since my child.
Well, since
97.
we go by the dynamic duo, it wouldn't be Robin, but it would probably be Wonder Woman. Played Wonder Woman and also Catwoman. Because I have that rasp. And
That would be awesome.
Catwoman, yeah, right. But in the older days, I loved like the Flintstones and all those, like Captain Caveman and all the old stuff. So yeah, any of those characters.
Maybe I could use the lower voice for Poison Ivy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know. I want to be.
I want to do Gumby.
Gumby?
Gumby, why not?
We didn't speak.
I want to be the
You did it?
Comes back around.
Maybe I thought remember the
Didn't he speak Gumby?
No.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he's
Gumby?
Yeah,
Talk
Gumby's
like
good.
this, seeing almost
Oh, yeah, that's right.
like Mr. Bell.
Look out for those blockheads, Pokey!
Right. Everybody becomes. Yeah, that's why everybody did their voices.
Oh, Pokey, where are the moon? What do you think, no? You guys know Gumby is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
Nobody knows who the shmoo is? This big white blob of crap. Like, he would hang out with the Flintstones on this. It was when Fred and Barney meet the shmoo. And he, it's like Grimace from McDonald's. And it's like,
That's when
big
it.
purple blob of.
Yeah, when it jumped the shark.
That's right.
Yeah.
Any more questions? Yes.
I have a Persona-related question.
Cool.
Have you seen the Persona movie, the one that just came out in
The
Japan?
movie? No.
Okay.
No, I just was catching up on. Somebody said it was so sad when Shinjiro died. I'm like, he died? We recorded. Sometimes, I mean, it happens because you move from one thing to the next to the next. It's not like doing on-camera movies where you're spending 4 months in the trenches. I mean, you literally will work on one game, then run to an anime, then you run back to another show, and so it's hard to keep up with who was who and what you did unless you go back and watch your stuff. And I'm like, oh, you took a bolt on that kid. That's cool. Right on. Yeah, I kind of remember that. Sometimes they split up your session, so you're working on some scene and you kind of leave it in the middle and you come back to it and you forget what you did before. Or maybe it's just because I drink a lot. And I just don't remember anything. Any other questions? Anime. Video games. Versus. You have a versus question. No.
Sort of. I read on the thing saying you were at Fate Stay Night as Archer, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's kind of a weird thing because it's actually Gilgamesh, right?
Yeah, I think
I was
so.
Gilgamesh in Fate Stay Night.
Archer was Liam.
Someone
Liam
told me it wasn't
O'Brien.
Liam. Someone told me it wasn't Liam.
Yeah, but then there was something that where they're the same. I mean, isn't like Archer takes on the form in Fate Zero?
Yeah, yeah, because I had some people tell me, oh, like Archer, the guy I was talking about the white hair, like not Gilgamesh, but someone told me, oh, that's George Grant. And then I'm like, are you sure it's not Liam O'Brien? So I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, there's some confusion. There's something about it where, see, the whole thing with Fate Zero is that it goes back and like the reason why they didn't use the same voices is because of the different souls or whatever manifesting later on. Whatever. So I had the nice honor of playing. Actually, you know who had played? No, it was Lancer. Was Tony Oliver played Lancer in Fate Stay Night. So then he's directing Fate Zero, and I had to go and do his character of Lancer. So that's always felt with the director when you're stealing his role. No, that sucked. Do that. Take 7. No. Tony's such a nice guy. It's never like that. Any questions?
Do you have a favorite Sinji line?
He's a lot lighter in this new stuff that we worked. I mean, he was kind of more like a brooding dude in this other game, so no.
Can you say adios asshole then?
What's that?
Whenever he killed somebody,
Yeah.
he would say adios asshole. Could you say that?
Oh yeah. Adios, asshole. Something like that.
She's putting that on her answering machine.
No recording.
All right, come on. Now's your chance. Now's your chance.
Everything you've never wanted to ask. Come on.
Yes.
If you guys could have a superpower, what superpower would you have?
Good play.
I can tell you when I was a teenager, I wanted to be invisible. There's ideas that I could use that power for. No, I really would love to fly. That's all I need to do. And pretty much, I'd say like 2 out of every 5 dreams that I have, I'm flying. I literally jump up. Fly like Superman from the original Christopher Reeve movie. I mean, something about that movie did something for me. Where like every now and then I'm like, gosh, it like just clicked in today. And if I jumped, I could actually fly. So I've had a lot of accidents at the Grand Canyon. No, flying would be mine.
I would like to teleport. By thinking
Me
of
too,
it.
yeah.
Or heal people.
I would like to teleport. Teleportation.
You are a Disney princess.
You are.
I'm a 92 Disney princess. Well, I live in LA, and I think what I would do is, yes, when I'm on the freeway, and if people are driving too slow in the fast lane, I would have these like laser eyes or something, and it would zap them, and they would disappear. But
Awesome.
They would, like, if let's say they're going south on the 405, instead, they don't get killed or anything. I'm not that cool. I'm even crueler.
Just go behind you.
I mean, no. Then they would like end up going like north on the 22 in Garden Grove. Just put them completely on a different freeway. It's like, that's what you get for driving slow in the fast lane. That would be my power.
It's funny.
Definitely would time travel, teleport.
Time.
But yeah, absolutely. Go
So
back
me.
anywhere, any place, whenever I want.
Saves on gas. You don't have to drive anywhere.
Here, right there,
Oh, that'd be nice.
like bewitched.
But could you control it? Like,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
like, I mean, like, you know, you don't want to like land somewhere where,
George and the Jungle.
Right. We're in time stores about this day.
No, I would. Yeah, like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
There's 2 time machines
Well,
next door.
Right.
Yeah, let's go try it. Believe me, I tried.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any personal questions for us?
Well, it's not personal. It's
Yeah.
a video game for George Grant.
Yeah.
What was it like playing forgive me if I said the game wrong, Danganronpa as Leon?
Pretty cool. This is a badass dude. He's kind of a jerk. Yeah, that was interesting too, because they weren't giving us any of the information of who was dying when and what was going on, and you know what some of the secrets were. So we kind of had to like, well, what's the context of this line? I mean, it's, oh my God, it sounds like Michael Keaton there. Die. Sorry, I'm going through puberty right now, so every now and then it happens. It's a challenge because you just don't know the full story arcs, but. That happens to me a lot at that particular studio, that if it's a jerk character, they give it to me. If it's a character that's extremely conflicted, where they have like this alter ego type thing, the Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing, then that's the stuff they give me. So I'm starting to understand how they view me as a person. So, anybody else? How about, what's been the hardest, like the worst possible character that you've had to play?
That's a good question.
It's just a hard one was because I was just starting out and they kind of, I do a lot of young voices, but this one was like they really wanted me to go with like young, like 10 years old. I was like, oh my God, they're trying to do my voice. But it was Stelvia. You work with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a small part
It's
in that.
hentai, if you haven't seen it.
I was your little brother. Yes, I was your little brother.
Wow.
And I had this horrible line, it was so long, and I remember thinking I remember I'm bringing you the gumballs before you go to space.
Yes.
I brought her a bunch of gumballs.
Gumballs are Campeto.
Oh,
It's a Campeto.
Campeto, is that what it was?
Yeah.
But it was a bunch of, yeah. And it was just hard. It was so hard because the register was so high, Hey sis, when you it was just hard. It was hard.
You're like, thanks for that, hire a 10-year-old.
Yeah, right. So now I don't do 10-year-olds anymore. No pun intended. But
Oh God! I just
Not PG anymore.
we to 11.
I just got it. Got it.
It's an ankle bracelet.
When it came out, that's what I thought of. I thought I had to say that. It functions like teens. Teens and, next week. Here you go.
I had a few and I just can't think of who the hard ones were.
The worst.
Throat rippers.
I've had throat rippers. I've done, speaking of like going the opposite of doing the super high stuff, I did this character called Cho'Gall in Cataclysm, World of Warcraft Cataclysm. And it's actually Sam Raimi, but that's not who I had. Sam Riegel. I wish I worked with Sam Raimi. He plays the other half. It's like this two-headed monster, and everything was like, and I thought it was cool to audition for that. I'm like, this is cool. More spitty and gravelly, that should give me the job. And it did, and 2 4-hour sessions, and they said, more spitty, the darker, the deeper, the gravelier, the better. And I mean, that literally, I think there's still scars on my vocal cords to this day. So that's probably the worst. And they had me come back into another character called Shannix or something from the Shadowlands or Badlands or something, and that was just as bad. So, thank God she hasn't called me lately.
For me, it was Diablo, because it was who could pull off these like growly voices for a female and triple play them, and who has the capacity to do that over and over again all day long. In other words, yeah, sucker. I think I had sucker written across it. So what they do is Blizzard is really coy, and they bring you into their place, and it's this beautiful campus that rivals Disney's campus, and they take you out to lunch, and they take you on a studio tour, and they take you into the art rooms, and it's really beautiful, and then they go and they start making you rip your throat out. And then they take you back out to lunch, throw you a drink here or there, bring you flowers. It's rough. And so yeah, I think Diablo, those are the ones where you think, I'm in big trouble. But I just had one, with the Disney thing. Where, yeah, we were working on doing a library for Disney for a game. And they brought 50 of us into their big soundstage, 50 of us. And they threw all the guys up and then pointed at me and said, "You're going with them." So I had to play a military man for 5 hours.
Oh, God bless you.
What's rough about that is I'll give it my all because I believe in this business and I love it and I love what I do. But then it was time to have another session later that day and they canceled on me right then and there. And it's regular clients, so you know you're throwing them off a little bit if 5 people are showing up for you for a commercial session. It's rough. So throat rippers.
Speaking of that, I think so during the recording of Sylvia, when Rashima just talks like this all the time, really soft. It was Soul Calibur 3, and I think I was doing a lower voice at Soul Calibur 3, and then there was all the yelling. There was just all the fighting noises, and I lost my voice and I was supposed to go do Shima, and it was like weird. So that was a little bit hard. But I think my hardest characters that I remember, I think it's going to be my very first one actually, which was Dan Geyser 3, which nobody's ever seen.
Of course.
Oh, it was so because the director just wanted it more high pitched. It's very irritating. I can't watch it because it makes me want to. More high-pitched scream, louder, high-pitched scream, high-pitched louder. And it, like, you just, it sounds awful to your own ear. So, like, you know, it's just hard to do, I don't know.
But since we've all done Dynasty Warriors ones, don't you think those are rough too? Because we have to do so many fight. Do you have,
I don't think I have so much fighting. No,
Oh.
I think I have maybe more lines that are not,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Diao Chan, she never yells, and the other girl always talks like a little girl and is stupid
You're
about
lucky.
things, so I
Yeah. So the Dynasty Warrior ones are really rough because you have to do so many heavy attacks, medium attacks, light attacks, and then
Have your voice corrected.
Yeah,
And then the
5,000
part
Right.
where you think that was fire.
right.
Yeah.
So that's always the ending
Exactly.
loop. You're on fire.
Yeah. I think we're all done. I think there's a new panel coming on.
No, not for like 5 o'clock. No.
Oh, not so far.
Get back in there
Yeah.
and back schedules. I know some people have different things.
Okay. And in case you guys don't know, I was told this by the guy who runs the convention, Mike, that you know the photo, there's gonna be photo opportunities with guests if you guys are interested. But what they're doing, and I don't know if you guys know this, they have our characters. They have a green screen.
Really?
So like if somebody wants a photo with you during your time, your character is gonna be with you and the congoer in the picture.
Go on.
Yeah, you're starting. I don't know who are the characters they've chosen for us, but apparently that's
Your
all
favorite
it
one.
is.
They're gonna do your most well known.
The most well-known one.
Alright. Cool. Any last questions? We've got about 2 minutes left. Yes.
If it could be any Disney princess or prince, who would it be?
I am a Disney princess. Disney prince. Well, Carrie really is a princess, isn't she? And Jessica, of course, is a queen.
Yes.
I think I'd be Prince Edward. Is that his name?
Eric?
Eric from Beauty and the Beast.
No, Adam. Adam.
Beast. I'd be Beast.
You be Adam. Adam.
Just because I don't know. Prince Charming is so cheesy. Gosh, I want something with an evil side to it, just for some fun. Yeah, I think I'd be the Beast.
My favorite is the mermaid.
Ariel.
But I don't think I would be her. I feel like I would be Tinkerbell. Even though that's not an official princess, but still.
Oh, it's a
And
princess.
that was until Frozen came out.
Oh.
No, I want to be a brand new one. Let me be a princess.
Let it go.
Yes.
Let it go.
I would be 101 Dalmatians.
It's a lot.
But you know, I'm sorry, but I cannot stand the Little Mermaid.
What?
That's the one I'm sitting on.
What is it?
I can't stand The Little Mermaid. And I'll tell you why. I used to do tours educational tours up to Northern California. And I would take school buses, loads of kids, like twice a month up there to tour Bay Area.
Before you were arrested?
Yeah, in Monterey, yeah. Well, exactly, right before I was arrested. And every trip, because they had several ones, or kids could bring their own, Little Mermaid, every trip playing on the bus. And I just got so sick of Little Mermaid that I wanted to fry her in a pan.
God! Horrible!
Yeah, sorry.
You saw the cartoon?
Yes! I just can't
The
do
movie.
On that note, I would be the evil sea witch. Yeah, Cruella.
Oh yeah.
Cruella de Vil. And not princess, but queen in her own right. Queen of the Dalmatians.
Yeah. Ursula.
All right, one last one. We're done. Yeah. Thank you guys. Come see us.